I'll do another.
I'm going to call, excuse me, I'm going to call this meeting of the Arundel Planning Board to order. Today is October 1st, 2024 at 7 p.m. and we are in the municipal meeting room. I'll start with a roll call from the town planner at the far end.
Tom again.
Paul Green.
Rich Ganong, I am the chairman. We have on the agenda tonight, approval of the agenda, approval of the minutes for September 10th, 2024, the site walk and meeting minutes from September 17th of 2024. We have time for public comment. Then under old business, we have Birch Park Mixed Use Development, a discussion of the site walk. And item number 2 is Braley's subdivision final plan. Then we will adjourn and go home.
You approve that agenda?
Motion by Tom McGinn, seconded by Marty Kane to approve as written. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous. Yeah, Marty. Oh, yes, please, gentlemen. Come on, Paul. You know better. Okay, so approval of the minutes of September 10th, 2024. I know Paul is very glad that we didn't have to change these.
I'll move to approve as written. Yeah.
Motion by Tom McGinn, seconded by Marty Kane to approve as written. Any discussion?
I think it might have been copy and paste there. Like 6th page. There's something from Elliott's name.
What?
Preview. Right here.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that?
That was, this,
That's where.
Right. right, it falls in line, that's, we got that from Jamal, that was from his.
Okay, that's the.
These are all, right, that's,
Okay.
that's theirs, and then that's the,
Just
steps for each one, and then we voted on,
Okay.
made the motion to vote on each one.
Be on the page.
So that
itself.
address goes, right, it goes to Tidewater Engineering Service.
Okay, that's right.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It is unanimous. The meetings of September 17th, Yeah. the site walk was, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. That was on the 10th as well.
At the sidewalk. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the site walk as written.
Yeah.
Motion by Paul Green, seconded by Marty Kane to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
One abstain.
One abstention. 3 in favor, 1 abstention. Motion is approved. So now we can try for the 17th.
So I will move to approve as written.
I'll second it.
Motion by Tom McGinn, seconded by Paul Green to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It is unanimous.
Thank you
Fine.
all.
The minutes of the meeting. Okay, first item on the agenda. Oh, we have public comment. And since there's nobody from the public to comment, we're going to move right on to the next item. Old business, Birch Park Mixed Use Development, a discussion of the site walk that was held this evening at 6 p.m. Does anybody have any comments or questions for the applicants? I thought they did a great job of getting everything marked out for us.
I think they did a good job explaining the boundaries, where the wetlands were, the layout of the building. I have no comment.
Yeah, it's all level and fairly flat, so mostly staying out of the wetlands.
Yep.
Okay. If I understand correctly, they were going to address landscaping, and have they done that with you?
Yeah, we were
Okay.
waiting just to make sure, once you guys saw the buffers that were already there, you guys were okay with it
Okay,
before we change anything. But
and that will be on the final plan?
yes, yeah. So, and then we did have at the last meeting, we had brought to the meeting the one with the revised driveway layout because of the setback. So that hasn't been formally submitted yet, but we have it all ready.
But it'll all be on the final plan
Yeah.
when we get there.
And
Okay,
He did point it out during the sidewalk where they were planning on adding additional stuff, so. Yeah,
And the driveway width, that was a big question we already had.
yeah,
That's-
right, the setback.
okay.
No,
So that-
that's fine.
I guess then the next thing that we need to do then is schedule a public hearing. Yeah, Jamel,
As noted before, November 5th is election day.
correct.
So we won't be able to meet.
But we can do it on October 15th.
They would have had to submit today to be on that agenda. So you're gonna have to look 2 meetings out.
Okay, so it will be November 12th would be the earliest that we can get that resolved.
Is that the next, are you proposing to move the meeting to the 12th?
Yeah, because then the 19th is so close to Thanksgiving, it'll screw up everybody's travel plans. So we would have been on the 5th and the 12th anyway because of Thanksgiving.
Well, you have a meeting scheduled for the 19th. Thanksgiving's the week after this year. It's the 28th,
Late this year.
It is it?
but I think if you met the 12th and the 19th, that would be good.
19th, yeah.
Yeah, we can do the 12th and the 19th.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we schedule a public hearing on November 12th.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion by Tom McGinn, seconded by Paul Green to hold a public hearing for Birch Park mixed use development on November 12th.
Cards out, everything else for the public hearing.
Yep. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in
You
favor?
You guys all set with that?
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It is approved.
Thank you.
We'll get the final.
Yeah, they'll bring the final. And we have all of our paperwork in hand.
We have all of our paperwork.
Yeah.
Have the
You've
paperwork.
you've given everything that needs to be turned into to Jamel. All of the paperwork that was asked for, everything is set to go. Because I know we were just waiting on rewording the easement, I believe.
I guess I'm a little confused. We have a written letter from the abutter for the easement, right? We gave that to you weeks ago, from what I remember.
Yeah, that was the last.
We,
That was the last meeting.
Easement
we-
from the above.
The remaining elements are on the memo that we provided for the project dated September 24th. You guys got that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're getting there.
okay. That's the letter. Yeah, I was thinking that what we had on the easement originally was just an email saying, yeah, you can do it,
Correct. Yes.
which is not quite right.
But
I mentioned that element in the memo,
Right.
asking for
Yes.
book and page. Once it's recorded.
Thank you, yeah, that was the last meeting.
So are you almost ready to go there?
Well, no, past their plan and
Like
then I
all
buy
the
the land.
Okay.
Mel had in his September
He wants
24th
to-
memo.
Yeah.
It says,
It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be. Need to, deem this complete.
No, we had deemed it complete.
You have to deem the final complete as well.
Right.
he wants the final plan should include the recording.
We have the letter in from.
It has been once.
Public
Yeah,
Works,
I-
has a few questions, about a culvert size. I don't know if the applicant wants to address that,
So not the recording.
but the fire chief's all set.
I'm not happy with the fire chief's letter. We're gonna have to have a meeting with him. Yeah, I think it's fine the way it is. No, he needs to address way too many items that he should be talking with us about. But again, I've reached out to him to get a workshop so that we can all get on the same page in terms of what we're looking for and what he wants. Because he would like us to make some changes, so we'll end up with a workshop at that point.
Okay, that's down the road.
Soon, not far down.
But later.
No, I'm just, like I said, he's got some adjustments that he has to make. Okay, looking through the memo.
Yeah.
The performance standards for traffic.
Yeah, I've got a question about recording the easement prior to getting final approval. The applicant won't own the property until we get final approval. So I don't know why he's gonna record an easement should.
It could be a condition.
Yeah, we'd be glad to make conditional approval where,
Right, yeah,
absolutely, yes. I won't be able to put it on.
yeah, because you're right, you can't,
Yeah,
if you don't
that's
know.
what that was I meant to say that. but
Okay, per conditional
We
approval,
just want it on there, just,
yes,
future reference.
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of those things.
We did have something from Terry in Public Works. But there was a question concerning, and I know we talked about it the last time, one of the culvert sizes.
Yeah, during my many going through the stormwater calculations, I have a culvert going under our private Blueberry Lane, has 12 inches spelled out in several 15 inches, and one location I call it as 12 inches. It's really not, I know minimum culvert size at 15 inches, and that should be in the right of way. It's on a private road, I can use 12 if I'd like, but I'd be glad to change it to 15 and keep it as 15.
Yeah, just make the note on the final. the
I'm gonna
final plan.
fix it. I already have it on my checklist to change that for the final, correct. So Terry brought, say again?
That's why both culverts are universal.
Yeah, and then Terry mentioned that I want to put a note in the plan that we most likely, it'll be up to the Public Works Director if we need to install a 15-inch culvert at the entrance to Blueberry Lane at Old Post Road.
Yeah.
'Cause right now, we're kind of right on the hill, so there's not gonna be a lot of water in that area, but if he deems it necessary, then we will install one. So he said he'd be okay if I just put a note in the plan. Public Works Director may require a 15-inch culvert at the entrance to Blueberry Lane. So that was the only comments that I believe Terry gave us in an email that I have.
And we got a copy of that.
And then the other thing from related to traffic is an ADA accessible parking space.
Certainly easy to do, so for sure.
I'm gonna ask Jamel whether or not that's necessary on residential rental.
It's not a requirement. It's a suggestion in case there's a tenant or whoever that may need it. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not gonna be handicap accessible buildings.
Okay.
I mean, it's not hard to widen the entrance for a handicap parking spot, but there's no ramps.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming we can probably do away with that handicap requirement.
Yeah, I
I would
would,
never have done in the past, but I understand for commercial establishments and
Yeah, and because this is not a commercial establishment, I was looking at it going, why do we want one?
I mean, so yeah, perfect. So
You know,
thank you very much.
Because honestly, if someone is handicapped and they want to rent that space, they'll have to accommodate to the fact that they may not have a
Ramp.
parking spot right next to the building. They may have to park across the.
And you know, and the parking spots, they do have a walkway between the units. So there is room there to actually make that, it's gonna be all pavement and stripes, so
Yep.
extra room there for someone to really get in and out of the vehicle, so. Won't be designated as handicap, because I'd be back to which one would be handicap. I got two duplexes. So I could pick a spot, but so I just do not designate a handicap parking spot.
Well, at that point in time, if you had to put a handicap ramp in, you would probably put it whatever apartment they had and
Right.
put the parking space.
Where that ramp
designated
is.
for 'em.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'd have to deal with that when the tenant shows.
Yeah, we can figure that out if that ever comes up.
I don't think there's a rule in there that you have to do it in case they.
You're requesting that the buffer strip on Old Post be reduced to 30 feet.
So yeah, except for, you know, parking and driveway, but obviously, it's not showing this plan, but it is shown on your sheet too. Of the plan set, so. So I do have a 30+ feet to, you know, the existing parking or turnaround for Glenn's building. Did flip Glenn's building, I don't know, we talked about that, we did flip his garage location.
Yeah.
Which actually brought the driveway further away from the wetland, so I think it's a better plan. We did get another test pit to closer to the house instead of the test pit 9, now we got a test pit 9B. So septic will be a little bit closer to the house, not as close to the driveway, so it all works out nice. So yeah, we are asking that the buffer be reduced to 30 feet simply for the entrances and the turnaround that I'm proposing for Glenn's property. Can't really put the turnaround on the other side because that's where the septic would be in front of the house.
So for that one and then for the fire truck turnaround, you mean for the two apartments?
Yeah, the fire truck turnaround, the same thing, that's at 35 feet from the edge of the right of way.
We are allowed to do that, right?
There's really no parking there, just for the turnaround, so it's not like there'll be parking there.
I'd have to go out to my car and get the ordinance.
Is that 30 feet at the corner there where the dimension is?
That 35.69 feet,
That's the buffer 30 feet there?
so the buffer, I have shown the buffer is 30 feet, I got parking 35, 36 feet away. So, you know, obviously trees cut at around 30 feet for a buffer.
That's 30, that's from our setback, from our
Right away. line.
right away line, yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's required to come from.
Right. For the street. Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Well, one's been its own driveway, right?
I must admit to being baffled.
Right.
Why do you
Yeah,
want to,
lot two and
why do you
three
want to
off
reduce
Blueberry Lane.
the buffer on Old Post Road? Yeah, why would you want to? This property is well back from Old Post Road. Why would,
It really just runs up against where that fire truck turnaround is.
Look at
I don't know if
page
you, page 2.
two.
Page 2 shows the tree line and shows dimensions if I turn around. Page 1 is just for recording.
Like 35. There's 50, yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah, other than that, it's all well over
It's just for the two turnarounds.
30 feet.
Yeah, if you look at the 50-foot buffer line, obviously. That would be what's required, but we can bring it down to 30. If the board so chooses, and trying to push this back an extra 20 feet, the turnaround for the fire truck. A little bit difficult to do, let's put it that way. We can eliminate that turnaround and I could give you 50 feet. That'd be perfect. I'm sure the applicant would like that too.
You want to go back and get another letter from the fire?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the fire chief's gonna let me, get away with that, but. The turnaround is, it's for the ladder truck, so it's a pretty significant turnaround, let's put it that way.
What's the second inlet?
Say it again.
There's like fire truck turnaround and there's another one. What's that for?
That's always my question.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No parking, you're allowed to use the fire truck, and back up.
so it's a double hammerhead.
Well, same thing with what, Glenn was saying, same idea, we come in here. Come into the apartment complex and back out, but usually a fire department doesn't like any vehicles parked in that hammerhead. So it might be able to negotiate it, but I'd have to keep. I designed this as a private way where both of the hammerheads and driveways will not come off the end of them. Because ordinances requires no driveways being located off the end of it, fire truck turnaround. So I said, okay, I'll have my fire truck turnaround and my entrance to my two duplexes will be to the side. And that's typically what is required by the ordinance. That's why I did it. So the turnaround.
What time of year it is? I mean.
So it's like, if a typical turnaround for a road and fire chief, you can't come off the ends. So if I kind of cut that one turnaround leg off, we could save 30 feet of gravel, but they could turn it into where the units are. That's why I did what I did. I made it like a separate type of private way. No parking in those zones.
So both of the hammerheads are for the fire truck.
Yeah, this is the hammerhead. The hammerhead, the fire truck comes in, no parking in this area, no parking in this area. And typically, when you side a road, the Arundel, you can't come off that hammerhead, so it drives this on my driveway, on the side, this is dedicated, which is the fire trucks. Emergency vehicles.
Yeah, so one's for the tenant to use and one's for the fire truck.
Correct. Yep, and the tenants, obviously. Come in, you can't say right in that plan, but the tenants will come off to the right hand side to access their duplexes. On sheet 2, you'll see that better on sheet 2 of 5.
It'll be good for, I think Marty was gonna get to snow too. Cause if there's snow in there, then.
That's why I was
Yeah,
thinking, because that's,
I mean, we're allowed to do that. I don't have an issue.
homeowners or whatever for plowing or. I mean, maintenance or that way.
yeah, well, yeah, well, I'll own both, so yeah, it'll be my responsibility anyway, to take care of it all.
Yeah. So that we know. I mean.
If it's ever sold, then there has to be one made.
You wanna make a note of that so that if it's sold, that,
I think that's the plan, yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
it's written down.
right,
So somebody can't say, oh, we didn't know anything about it.
right. Yeah,
So I'm,
we got that, I think.
Say it again, Marty, I was thinking of something else.
Huh?
What did you say?
I mean, just, he's gonna maintain the plowing of it and everything else. But I mean, if it's never sold,
Yeah, we have a note in the plan saying that, prior to the sale of either one of those lots, maintenance agreement shall be put into effect, so if he decides to sell either one of them,
He's
Uh,
got
maintenance
in his
agreement will be
package.
placed.
Okay, I
It's-
mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in
it's
the
on the
package
plan.
body
Mhm.
that says they'll have a road maintenance agreement if he ever sells.
yeah, that's.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm-
We'll put that on the plan. I think Jamel wants us to improve that or improve upon that. Talk about, I can't exactly remember what it was now, do you remember, Jamel?
What is it?
You wanted to improve on that note 19 by adding,
I think to include the stormwater elements, not just the drive.
Correct, yep, so we will do that. Well, he wants language for the stormwater and also for the common drives. So we'll expand upon that note.
So Paul, I'm confused. You're gonna have two fire truck hammerheads on lot 2, correct?
Why, Hannah?
Well, it's a bad descriptive, I know, but this looks as if you're going to have, okay, but this becomes my point. They're not gonna be able, yeah, they're gonna come up into here.
Yep.
And to leave, they're gonna back into here and come out.
They can just back up, turn around. They can't back up, back up there at all.
Then why do you need 2 of these?
Fire truck.
You need,
A ladder truck.
we don't have a ladder truck in Arundel, but I can understand you need this to back up. But if you have that to back up, why do you need that one?
Fire truck can't make that turn.
Because the tenant could park in that first one. Tenant could park in that first one. You could have visitors, you could have anybody, they can park in that first one. That's
If you look at, if you look at
The other one is
turnaround for your
reserved
private
for
ways,
Not if it says no parking.
What's that?
Not if it says no parking, though. It's striped.
Fire truck hammerhead.
Yeah, I don't know if I've really seen the double hammerhead
It's
before.
gonna,
You see, and that's,
it's been there since day one.
No, I
Two.
meant like in general.
You have that. It's not a double hammerhead.
no, I don't
You
think
look-
it's a double hammerhead. What confuses me is that you've got that,
Just for park.
What's for parking?
no, it's not for parking, it's for the fire truck.
No, it's for, so you got the duplexes with the 4 parking places in front of each.
Yeah.
You basically can't count that for the fire truck to go in.
Right.
So if there was cars in front of each duplex and the fire truck comes in, you can't count what's in front of the duplex for him to turn around. It's gotta be, he has to be able to.
Separate
Separate
turnaround for
turnaround.
the fire truck.
But the
along.
fire truck could pull up to at least the parking spot.
I honestly, it'd be fine if we want to eliminate one of these.
Well, see, and that's,
Yeah.
but that's where I'm having my issue. We're being asked to waive the requirements on the buffer, but you've already got a spot that the truck can turn around in. You don't need 2 spaces for the truck to turn around.
The space that's further into the
Problem, the
lot.
problem is what you're saying, a fire truck comes in here, he can't back out of this area, to make that turnaround. Can't be done. Can't make the radius work. You can't pull in to where the parking lot is. You can't back up that shop in order to leave. He wants to be able to back up, drive out.
Even if it was like designed to be somewhere else. So it wasn't so sharp.
In between those 2.
Yeah, right there where it's a little, it's actually a little.
Yes,
gully.
you know, if that's the case, then we'll have to run it by the fire department.
Right.
I don't like the idea, but you know what? You guys want me to look at it?
In that crotch there, where the turnarounds, it's like a little gully. So I think that's why he didn't go there, where that septic.
Right.
That's a backup septic.
That is the backup septic, that's right.
the septic system.
So
Which, I mean, could be moved over, but.
Yeah, but you got your back on septic, so I mean,
I'm not opposed to looking at it. If you want to eliminate that turnaround, I'm not opposed to looking at it. The fire chief's okay with it. I can move that entrance to the duplexes so that possibly it splits the duplexes instead of being more towards one. That might work, but I still gotta get some 30-foot wide radiuses. Those radiuses I have there are 30-foot radiuses for the fire truck to be able to back up and turn around. So that's tough to get. I mean, I can try it, but I don't think I can. Even if I move that
So-
driveway over,
Okay, let's say you can. All right, play pretend. What are you gonna do with his?
do nothing. Oh, his driveway, you'll have to eliminate turnaround.
Well, his is within the 30 feet too, right?
I'd have to eliminate turnaround.
So
You need to have it.
it's got a driveway with no
Lot number
turn.
one. You have a.
I just, you know,
It's not, it's handy.
yeah, I mean, the guy's gonna, how's he gonna turn around? He's gonna back
Yeah.
up all the way out to
Yeah.
the road?
But it's
No, the fire truck
restricted
will
by-
not back out onto the road.
So, I mean,
Yeah, but the turnaround for his too is for people who live there.
Yeah.
but it's-
Yeah, but the parking lot itself looks like it's big enough for a car to turn around in.
But I have no problem with do all the turnarounds you want, but it's then where you're looking for a waiver on that buffer setback.
Right, and that's where I'm coming from. We're being asked to cut so that there's a 30-foot.
so the planning board may waive that down to 30 feet.
That's true. We may, but I want a justification for doing so. And the justification based on this design does not look like it's valid because you can turn the fire truck around in the very first hammerhead, quote unquote, that you have there.
I don't believe I can. You say.
Well, I
I
don't, see,
I don't think
I
I
don't
can.
know if you can or not. I don't
Oh.
know if the chief knows whether you can or not, because we don't have enough information from the chief to make that call.
That's the radius. That's the biggest thing.
30-foot radius, yeah.
Is that a 30-foot radius on that very first?
Either of them
Ham?
are marked, I don't know.
If you look at sheet 5 of 5, shows you all the dimensional, all the dimensions for the entrance. For the duplex and all the dimensions for the entrance to single family. So those are all 30-foot radiuses. I'm sorry, they're 15s. For the fire truck.
Okay.
But the.
No, you're not gonna
the
get a
pavement-
truck
the
around.
pavement's-
We
the
were
pavement's-
talking 30 foot.
The pavement's 30 feet. I'm sorry, 15 feet is the right of way. The pavement's 30 feet. Or the gravel,
Okay,
it's 30 feet. So I'm showing it, the area is 50 feet.
but if the pavement is 30 feet, then at 30 feet, they should be able to turn that truck around.
This detail, yes. Sheet 5. Detail in sheet 5,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that's what I'm looking at. So there's no reason to give a waiver on the buffer, on the setback from Old Post Road. Because you've got the criteria established already. You're right, we can waive it. I'm just trying to figure out,
How do you figure I got the criteria already based on that?
it's got 30 feet worth of pavement, which is what they need for the fire truck.
Right here, beginning here,
Not that one, the other one. What's the,
this one. These are only 7.5 feet. Those are only 7.5 foot, that's just for a car to get in and get out. Those are only 7.5 feet for radiuses. The entrance for cars. Not a 30-foot radius.
okay, then why are we talking about it as if it were going to be used to back up a fire truck?
I'm not using that for the fire truck.
This,
I'm using this for the fire truck.
Right.
And I need to be, they want to have a 60 foot from center line to center line dimension for that fire truck. So,
Okay,
but I can look into it and I can talk to the fire chief, certainly can.
no, the, don't tell me
Here it goes.
on this one,
Mhm.
there's not 30 feet for the clearance, a 30 over.
To get a 30-foot, I only have 15 feet here, so to get a 30-foot radius in here. Not gonna work. I need to have a 30-foot radius for this thing.
This-
I only got 7.5 right here.
15-foot radius, right, Paul?
That's the property, that's the right of way. This is what I need for
So
turnaround.
it's like this right here,
Yes.
this is the angle.
That's
we gotta
what
go
fire
to.
truck needs.
But they're gonna back up from here and then pull
I'm
up.
never gonna make that turn.
Well, that's what I was saying.
So they're
not gonna make it.
That's why when I said, well, if you've got 30 feet of pavement, what's the problem?
Right, they gotta back up here and
And
down
put it
here,
down into there.
and then out.
Yeah, well, I don't think
Yeah,
you
they
can
can do
because.
No,
But this, the reason why he's got this is because you can't come in, per the ordinance, you can't come in off of,
they don't like you coming
They
in
don't.
off the end.
like, yeah, if we just put.
They don't like,
I just,
I mean,
this is what I needed to get explained. It
Right.
sounded as if you were saying they could back the truck up in here.
Yeah.
They could back.
No, he's gonna pull in, they're gonna fight the fire, and they're gonna back up.
No, they're not gonna pull in. They're gonna pull up here. They're gonna get as close to the building as they can to fight the fire. They're not gonna pull in here and run hose up. They're gonna pull straight up in there.
Yeah, that's right, but
If they,
then,
if they
but
run
then
any
to
hose,
back
it's
out,
gonna come straight up, all right.
yeah, to back out, they can only come out here, and that's why you need this center line to the rear is 60 feet, that's the requirement, yeah.
Back in. Take it all the way up.
You're welcome.
Okay, now I'm good with it.
I think.
But I understand what it is.
Yeah, it is confusing,
Could you come up with a different configuration and?
For you, I will try.
Okay.
But the problem is, I will, if I submit an alternate configuration. I guess I'll have to
Nope.
have. You guys pick one, right? Pick this one, pick the alternate, right?
Well, he's persuaded me that
I
that-
try, I mean.
I'm happy with his explanation of how that is going to work. So I think if we grant him the waiver, I think it would be appropriate to grant him the waiver.
I don't have an issue.
My question is, we're granting a waiver for something that maybe is overkill. Or could be designed.
You know, it's worth me spending an hour playing with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are you gonna stop
You
with
cannot
the
turn the truck in here.
I,
Well, when are you planning on starting?
I was planning on August,
Huh?
I was planning on August. August,
run by already.
2 months ago, yeah,
Oh, but I'm just trying to.
I know, I appreciate that, I would like to, I think I'm good with the way it is.
No, I mean, you're
I
trying
don't
to
get
get
any
something
information, but I'm not sure.
for the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
And I think,
Yeah.
I think the issue is too, is that it screws him up there too. If we don't grant it, it screws him up too, because he can't go that way. Yeah. I don't have. My whole issue is I think that using this as a.
You could use it that happened this week.
This is.
And then
In the tenant doesn't need it.
on there.
I can buy that. More than enough room here. What are you doing? You just try to keep it separate. What are you doing? You get business.
Yeah. You're considering this lane, that's their driveway, okay.
Don't have an issue with what he's proposing.
That would be a lane, that would-
I don't either, but.
If someone thinks it's worth granting that waiver, you can make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we grant the waiver.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Paul Green and a second by Marty Kane to grant the waiver to 30 feet for the setback on Old Post Road. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I suggested we, do that. I still think it could have been laid out just a little bit simpler, but I have no problem. I have no problem.
And I have.
I think for Glenn's sake, I can try it if it works out simpler, and if the fire chief will buy it.
Don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, it's just this is the Blueberry Lane, and then the driveway, what's confusing is there's only one driveway off of Blueberry Lane.
Yeah.
And Blueberry Lane is terminated right at the end, and that's part of a turnaround, but it's not really a turnaround, it's the end of Blueberry Lane.
I wouldn't see it that way.
Yeah, that's what I had the same thoughts.
So
with
that's
Paul.
the end of the road, not necessarily the.
Right, that's the end of the road,
Not part of the driveway, it's like
Right.
the lane.
because you can't terminate it at a driveway, you can't terminate the lane at a driveway. Which is, they're just a 3-lot subdivision over on, Stretch Lane, I don't know if you remember that one. probably came through probably a year or so ago, because the houses are all built. But that's terminated, and then there's driveways coming off of it.
Okay,
Okay,
all
so
right.
any other discussion? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It's unanimous. Oh, you're opposed? Okay,
It passed.
three in favor, one opposed.
I'll look at it.
Yeah,
And then if I just gotta buy it.
But you did get granted the waiver.
Yeah.
Just like that. It passed.
But if we can save him money and everybody, I'll save, the God to save him money, I can look at it, but.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to do it.
No, we have the right to waive it. And I'm not gonna say to you, right, I don't like it, go redevelop it some other way.
If that was the toughest thing in this whole project, that's not bad. True.
Let's hope it
Very
is.
true.
Did we skip over stuff or where are you at, Richard? In the process here. So first thing for application completeness. I took care of total acreage. Mainly 6.4. Letters from the Arundel Public Works and Fire Chief, hopefully we're
Yeah.
okay with all that.
I think there's a few questions from the Public Works, but I'm sure. we
Yep,
can
I'm
work
gonna
through
address, I talked to him, I'll put a note in the plan and he's fine with that.
Mhm.
And then the identification of trees over 24 inches in diameter. So that was one of the completeness items. I mean, I've walked the site and maybe there's a few, but boy, it's been logged probably, I don't know when, but not in recent years, but so,
20 years ago, maybe 15.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
I think it's just, along the street in the developed area.
Okay, so I don't have to go. I can look at just where the driveways and units are and maybe along the road,
Yeah.
the large ones that might, there's one large one that's on the property line, the right of way line, so obviously.
And you keep it all the big ones?
I haven't even looked at any of them. Tell you the truth, I mean, I've never, ever,
There's like,
ever,
yeah, there's like one big oak, and that's all I walked it a lot. There's one big oak that's on the right of way line, like you
Right.
said, and that'll stay, because it's between the.
yeah, driveway,
entrances, Yeah.
right? So I guess in the developed area, I can just quickly show you what they are and hopefully they don't fall within what we need, because if they do. We're gonna have to whack it, obviously, right? I mean, I have no room to move these buildings left or right or forward to accommodate a tree.
Yeah, but is that big oak have any, you know, oaks have a tendency to, show signs of
Decay or whatever.
decay?
I didn't
That
even
one?
notice it.
I mean, I'm just saying from the outside, I mean.
No, I know. It's right on it's also right up towards the power line, so it's gonna be CMP's problem soon, but I think it's pretty healthy looking.
So,
We got now, I mean, what's 10 years from now, power lines and
Yeah,
this, that, and everything else, I mean, it was big now. 10 years from now, it's gonna be bigger.
yeah.
Please do.
More firewood.
more firewood. So I guess, you know, as long as I can limit it to the developed area, that'd be good. I don't think it's anything. I survey and topo, not topo, but locate the eye. I didn't really see a lot, just kind of looking, but I can look a little harder in the developed area. Like I say, you know, if they fall within the buildings and driveways, we're gonna have to cut them down, but
Yeah.
we're trying to keep, you know, 6.5 acres of open space and we're not gonna be cutting it, we're gonna be maintaining it, so. It's definitely a good trade-off, if you have to cut 1 24-inch. So I guess we're okay if I just locate the ones near the developed area. Maybe.
That's
Should I use the
the ones in the
GPS?
area where you're clearing for the house and for the road, right? Not the whole property.
Right,
No,
Right.
it's gonna be a lot of understood anyway.
Right.
well, right, okay, good, all right, so I can look at that. Traffic conditions, we already agreed that we don't have to record the.
Mhm.
The clearing till we get final approval, run the public fireworks seems to be okay. So I know that Jamel pointed out the low volume access and curb radiuses 10 to 15 feet. I think that's, I'm at 15 feet. If you look at my sheet 5 for my entrances. I'm at for the duplex lots, I got 15 feet. But I think we fall within that. I got 10 feet for the entrance to, Ethan's driveway, so we're in the 10 to 15 foot range for the curb cut. But I don't think that's an issue. The next section, 12.2A3D, the subdivision, the low volume access shall be width between 20 and 24 feet. Those are suggested, width. Again, low volume access is up to 50 units. To me, that's more for, if I'm gonna get a road for public standards where we're trying to meet some sort of public standard. I have it at, really 18 feet. I got 16 feet plus 1 foot shoulder on each side based on my cross-section details, so I'm showing it as 18. And again, 18, if you look at 18, the private way standards say you can have up to what? 10 lots on an 18-foot wide road. So I don't think I need to be 20. And again, I think 20 is more if you're gonna go into the public road standards and you're gonna try to design a low volume road.
Here's the issue
Yeah.
that you're going to have to face. In accordance with section 12.2A3D3 in the subdivision ordinance, low volume accesses shall have a width between 20 and 24 feet. We can't waive that.
Chair,
Yes,
there is a waiver provision in subdivision ordinance, unlike land use.
is
that
there?
allows
Okay.
for you to waive any certain required improvement. It's section 14.2, if
Okay.
you so wish.
I didn't bring my ordinance in with me. I left it in the car.
And
Okay.
I think 18 feet for, we're talking 4 units is,
And I think this is one of the problems we have is because it does say shall.
right.
And I think with the conversation we had with the town attorney, shall means you don't have a choice in the matter. So, but Jamel is saying at 14.4,
14.2, it says
14.2.
the board may, where the board makes written findings of fact that due to special circumstances of a particular lot proposed to be subdivision, the provision of certain required improvements is not requisite to provide blah, 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 blah. The board may waive requirements for such improvements.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's a blanket for the whole ordinance.
And then even under section 12, it says the design guidelines. This article is intended to provide for an example of design guidelines, which if followed, I mean, it's kind of like an example of design guidelines. I mean, but do I have a problem making it 20? No, but I follow the private way standard. I think 18 feet for 4 units is plenty, but
Well, since we're allowed to, give, I think this is worth doing. It's only 2 lots there. So if it was 5 or 6 lots, it might be different.
oh, yeah, I think it's more for if you're doing a road, private public road, and you're gonna go for public road standards, they want it to be. I met the private road standards for this. I thought that was plenty, but
I'll make a motion.
Well,
Oh, hang on. Jamel?
I think the applicant has to officially request the waiver
Okay.
All right.
in writing,
Okay, so,
so that would be next time.
all right.
Can't make the way before.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
so,
And then,
okay, so it's 20 to 24 feet, so hopefully. We can waive that down, and if not, I can make it 20.
So
It's pretty simple for me to make it 20, but. I don't really think it needs to be. So. That right now. And so, all right, so I think I'm okay with that. Everybody's okay so far.
so far.
Then I guess we did agree on the 12.5 foot setbacks from interior lot lines. And we did agree that we could have a 1 acre lot size. So I think we're all all on board with that, so that's great. But talking about the 30 feet, we jumped to that, so obviously you guys already granted that buffer. And now the impact on water quality. So I'm gonna amend, can we go? So obviously, we're gonna amend that note number 19, just to just actually add those A to F. Limited buffer disturbance is a section in your ordinance that says what you can and can't do. 11.11 A2A.
I mean, I'm confused because that references, Plan Note 19.
Yeah,
I know-
that's for the second part of that. So 11 point, I'm sorry. 11.11. It's just basically, if you look at 11.11A in the subdivision ordinance. And A2. Sorry. Called the limit disturbance, it just says there shall be no clear, we're gonna add those notes to the plan, there shall be no clearing, no cleared openings. And evenly distributed stand of trees and activities within the buffers are conducted to minimize disturbance, so I'm gonna add those to the subdivision plan, like Janela.
Okay, so, but that's not being added to Note 19.
No, that'd
Okay,
be all by itself.
I couldn't figure out
Yeah,
how
no, that'll
Note,
be standalone, right? And then note 19, we're gonna talk about the maintenance, which we're gonna expand.
Yep.
Right.
No. Question.
Yeah.
You're using proposed common driveway. Common driveway was 20. And now you wanna reduce it to 18, so that's not a common driveway. I mean, just word,
Sorry, I lost you on that one, Marty.
well, you're reading this, and the management element of the project in addition to proposal common driveway.
Where are you right now? I'm sorry.
We are in section 11-1, impact on water quality or shoreline repair.
Okay, yes.
The word common driveway would say 20,
Right, that's
and you want to reduce it to 18. So it's not a common driveway.
What you talking about?
Wait.
I lost you. You're talking about the applicant should rewrite note 19, you're talking about that?
You know, it's the word common, it's the word common driveway, I mean,
What, are you on Jamel's notes?
Note 19.
Yeah, plan note 19, right? The final subdivision plan should include language related to the proposed stormwater management elements. In addition to the proposed common drive. Right? You're talking about that?
common, that's what I'm using in reference. If you're trying to reduce it.
But it has nothing to do with, not common driveway, has nothing to do with width, it just means that these units are gonna be sharing that driveway, these units are gonna be maintaining it in the maintenance agreement. And all 4 units will equally share in the maintenance of their
Yeah, I would
driveway.
use the word common.
Yeah, it's all common, it's a common drive, it's gonna be using it.
Right, I mean,
In
because
common
of the
with
9
others.
system, we forced people who use common driveways to give it a street name and call it a private road now.
Well, I'm just
Are we using the
thinking
driveway standards for this anyway?
Specification.
So we'll-
Driveway.
Yeah,
Instead of common. you know?
But it is a common drive, so we really don't need a waiver.
We didn't get away with that.
Well, we shouldn't need one because it's a driveway,
If I'm wrong,
just like mine, just like this driveway is a driveway. Right?
You're talking about the 20-foot section,
Yeah.
bring that up.
You know,
Yeah.
common is
That's what-
normal, and 20 inches for the normal, be that.
That's just standard. Yeah. Go back.
oh,
Well,
this is
never
our.
mind.
Basically, I'm just saying add stormwater to it so
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
both in common ownership.
Sorry.
That's it.
You know,
Right,
exactly.
Yeah, no,
No, I'm all set with that. I
Yeah.
just, Marty brought it up, but I'm all set with that note, expanding note 19. To
I
include not just a driveway, but stormwater facilities.
I was reading it from a wrong thought.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
I just want to go back to that waiver, that we had talked about to go to the next,
From 18 to 20?
from 18 to 20. This is a common drive. This is a driveway, not it's not a private way.
It's a low access driveway.
Still
It-
no access, right?
It should be just the same as a single family driveway, right?
That's different because it's a single family in town. So it's not subject to the subdivision standard.
Yeah, we'll ask for a waiver. I don't think
Okay.
the board, I don't think the board has a problem with that. I just have to ask for the waiver.
Okay.
Or I can change the number to 20. I can do it either way. I don't care. Okay, so stormwater management. Jamel's not supposed to be so notice all these little things. So in my stormwater management, if you look at my pre and post development calculations. So I kind of running all these stormwater into roof drip line gutters for the building. So we're gonna collect the water, roof drip lines. I have to actually create a small retention area between the wetlands. Like put a small culvert in order to reduce the flows to meet the pre and post, which is fine. Not a huge deal, just a slight berm and culverting that area with a 15-inch culvert, and that works. For the duplex lots, I really didn't have any room to really try to put in a berm, try to put in a second culvert. So all the duplexes have total drip line BMPs, and then I'm putting a drip line BMP at the end of the driveway to capture the runoff from the driveways. When you run those numbers, it comes out to, I'm beating it, everything for basically the 10 and 25-year storm event. So in pond 1P, I'm less than all the pre. On pond 2P, that's the pond up in this area right here. I'm beating it for the 25-year event, the 10-year event. I'm failing on the 2-year event. So the pre is 0.90 CFS. I got 0.92 CFS for a difference of 0.02 CFS. So if I round that down, it would be 0.
It says it has to be
No, I mean, so,
just,
wow, it's,
That was to address the
it's like,
zero net gain, right?
Right.
But
Yes.
yes, I mean, and really 0.2 CFS, I didn't have time to figure out how much that is.
Yeah, it's, I figured it out. It was 2/100ths of,
Right.
well, of CFS, and that's, gallons per second. It was, 0.014 gallons per second.
it's still more than 0.
Yes,
And that's
So-
the standard.
But you can round it down, right?
I'll round it down to 0.9.
Whatever you gotta do, it's still over. That's all I was pointing out.
Yeah, I get it. No, I'm not saying.
Whether it's,
I'm not saying you're not right, but I just think that's a little bit, you're talking a 2-year storm event, you're not talking a 100-year storm event. A 25, 50, or a 25, which is where volumes and culverts fail. You're talking a 2-year storm event at 0.02 CFS. But
But
you can't
it's-
let that go.
To Jamel's point, it's still more than 0.
that's, I mean, I can't stay silent on that.
That's ridiculous. That's not even within the,
It doesn't say within like a certain amount. It just
it
says net.
doesn't, and it probably should, right?
I'm just reading the ordinance.
I'll have to put in a berm. It's just for
That
this
one we're locked in on.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can't waive
We
that one.
can't waive it. It's a requirement.
Can't waive it with the, same ordinance, 14.2.
No, this is different. Okay.
That's in land use, so you can't. I mean, if you can work your calcs to do it, I don't really know.
did.
I think it's good. I think you're gonna work your
I-
calculation.
I had to point it out. I'm
I
saying.
know we did. Yeah. No, I
I'll
had to
work
put
with me
down, I
before
had to
he
put
does.
down what I got for results.
I was, every,
That's just so sad, but I'll,
does every number go down except for that one?
I don't.
I get, I mean, even the software,
Volume's down,
I get it.
volume goes down, but when you get down to the lower numbers.
I mean, every number is lower except for that.
Well, wait a minute, no, but it says. Well, it doesn't say, if you look at the, I just don't wanna do it. I mean, wait a minute, if you look at the net increase off the site, right? It's less. Cause if you look at the 2 watersheds, it's less. They'll end up combining downstream because they're both going through a culvert on the railroad track for the same exact location. So if you look at the 2-year storm event, 0.1 P, I got 1.63, that's a 0.26 CFS lower than. And then if you look at the other one, it's 200 CFS higher, so the net, the offsite is less.
Going off to choose the spots up.
Huh? I know that.
In the end, if only you could measure across the street or wherever.
Yeah, I know, merge them. Well, what did the ordinance say to that anyway? Just say you can't increase.
Yeah, does it say can't increase,
I don't know, I gotta find the ordinance. What is exactly does it say, Jamel? Do you remember?
I feel like that's pretty workable. I think you can figure it out.
Now,
Have you gotten your PBR applications approved? Your per by rule?
for the, no, that's got to be submitted 14 days before, right?
Correct. Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, they want you to submit it 14 days before you start the construction of the site. But I can fill it out for them. So it's ready to go.
Yep.
Trying to find the statement. So like 5 pages.
I think we went through all the comments, but. This is what, Ethan has any other comments? Right. But you know,
2 years still.
comments right now.
How is that possible?
Yep.
Numbers don't make sense. So. You want me to summarize what I got for notes?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Paul,
Yes,
based on what we just discussed and everything, right?
Yeah.
So we approved the waiver for the 30-foot setback, so that's all set. Which takes care of your turnaround.
Yeah.
Right? You need to address the 15-inch culvert that the Public Works guy.
Correct. Yeah.
Public Works Director.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the director now.
I
He's not
can't-
the guy in.
I've known Terry for 35 years. He built my house, but yeah, Public Works guy.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Terry. You're gonna address the trees over 24-inch, right? How many, where they are, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then, you're gonna submit a waiver for the driveway for the width. And then you need to address the stormwater net zero requirement.
Yep.
Those are the items that I have. I don't know if you guys have got anything else.
Not too bad.
Thanks, I've been taking. Oh, you bet.
Good job.
I'm glad you did that because it just makes, you know, helps me.
Very helpful.
Of course, absolutely. I did write them all down, but you know what? It's always good to.
I think if those are addressed, then that should be an issue.
So
What's through, right?
what's the timeline, you guys, with?
Well, the
Thank you for
earliest
taking
that
all
we
this.
can get is November 12th,
What would be the deadline for that? 2 weeks before?
2 weeks before.
2 weeks before. So that would be October 28th, I think.
Yo, you all right?
yeah,
What is it again? October,
October must be the 28th. 20.
yeah.
Today's the
right.
first.
Cause I know that's gonna be.
15th, 29th. I think,
We'd
I
have
think
to-
it would be the,
We'd already had to have it in today, but we didn't know.
For November 12th? No.
No, for the next, for the.
Oh, yeah,
15th.
yeah, the submission deadline
Yeah.
is, I think, October 29th.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So there's no meeting on the
The
29th.
fifth. Elections. So we had to move it to the 12th.
So no meeting on the 29th.
No, our next meeting's at 15th. October.
Right, but they
15th.
can't make the.
No, I understand. We
Submission
meet twice a
requests.
month,
Right,
first and third.
right.
So today's the first, the next one will be the 15th. And then the first meeting in November would have been the 5th, but there's election,
Oh, so you put that to 12.
you know?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
These guys are taking us.
So there's nothing we can do to get on the 15th meeting.
Not unless I finish it tonight,
He submitted it
today,
today.
has to be submitted today. Tad made that rule. He did a good job with that. There used to be 10 days before.
We need some time to review and write
Yeah.
findings.
Well,
Yeah.
I
only,
get Tad. made
only
it
four,
before.
only four,
Some towns it's like 4
We did
weeks.
public hearing the same day,
Yeah.
only four minute items
on the
here.
12th.
So to help you along, we could do the public hearing that same night if everything is submitted and
Do we need another public hearing? We
Yeah.
already had one.
For final.
did.
It says, and also says the board may wanna, it doesn't say anything about shall, it says may want one.
We could, public hearings. Just in case someone had.
No, I understand that,
So if you make it the same night, it really-
just as long as it's the same night.
Tonight's.
same night, it won't matter, right?
Right, no, I understand.
We could do it the same night.
We normally,
Nothing's gonna get in the way. of the public
well,
hearing.
we normally do it the same night. As we vote on the final and do the approval.
As long as these things are working.
I mean, no one showed up for the preliminary.
No, I'm not worried about the actual meeting, but just to get it on the books. But,
Well, fortunately, it was election day.
Yeah.
And the final, usually you would be every other week, except some months have 5 weeks in it.
And this happens to be one of them.
Yeah. Plus, election, so this is very
Oh,
rare,
yeah.
we're going 4
Okay.
weeks.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think of
we're a
that.
whole, we're
Yeah.
a whole month
Yeah.
out.
So somebody make a motion on a, public hearing for the 12th of November.
That motion, we conduct a public hearing. It's the application on the 12th.
Yep.
Well,
The application also needs to be deemed complete.
it will have to be, do we do that now?
Well, no, we can deem the application complete. Because all we need to do for determination of completeness is, do we have what we need to make a decision? Not that we have what we need to make a decision favorably, just do we have what we need to make a decision?
Do we?
Really, yeah.
We have enough information to make a decision.
Notes and things like that. that play a-
Right.
So. No forms of. Okay. So I'll make a motion that we deem complete.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Tom again, seconded by Marty Kane to determine the application complete. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It is unanimous. Now, on to the site walk.
Not so.
Not the site walk, I'm sorry, the public hearing.
So same, motion.
November 12th.
Yeah.
Motion by Tom again, seconded by Marty Kane to have the public hearing on November 12th. Any discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous.
Question,
Yeah, Marty.
isn't it November, there's usually a Veterans Day, which is a holiday, it's not.
It's the
That's on the-
11th.
That would be on Monday, the 11th.
Okay, I'm just questioning and thinking of.
Yeah, no, it's always the 11th.
I
This meeting will be 12.
Right.
was just thinking,
Yeah.
No, it's good point, but I think we're gonna be okay.
Again, it's always a pleasure.
Your
I told my wife
sarcasm,
today, I said,
your sarcasm eludes me.
tell my wife. My job involves planning board meetings. But I'm slowly trying to semi-retire, right? So I'll be like, I'm not, if it's a planning board involved, I don't want to do it anymore. Exactly,
Said the same thing, Paul, look at me.
right, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
your building is there here, Paul? In the garage, is there yet?
My house?
When you were at Bill, like, well,
Hey, we got something else?
No, that's my fellow workers, all right?
I thought you would have to win that.
No, are you kidding me? Can't afford that.
Okay,
I thought you were.
Marcel is pretty much done.
Both of you, garage, myself, Bertrand, this is talking about, build some huge bonds,
Barn and a garage.
huge. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. So the only other thing that I'm not sure if Jamel has anything or not.
Not tonight.
Okay. Hey, guys. Hey, guys, you have in the packet, you have a little cheat sheet for conditional use site plan application, the various steps that we should be going through. And it does it for both subdivision review and conditional use site plan. So we can at least make sure that we're all in the right spot and going down through it properly. Oh,
Keep each other honest.
yeah, the only other thing that I'm aware of is a meeting with the fire chief, but we haven't tied out a date yet. The issue was raised of having a workshop before a regularly scheduled planning board meeting, but we'd only have an hour to go through stuff, and I don't think we can get it in an hour. I want to be able to sit down and, because he's got some stuff that he wants from us, and we need to tell him what we want from him, which is something other than, yeah, that'll be fine.
Have that fifth week, the fifth, on the 29th.
On the 29th. If I'm trying to get in touch with him now, I saw him pull into the fire station and I came up to town hall and Ann wasn't here and I went back by and he had left the fire station. So I just,
So are the things that we would have in mind that we want to discuss?
well, he wants things like the holding tanks and cisterns and things in, and have some discussion about what he would like to see. Yeah, because we don't really have a lot. We've got stuff that we developed over time that said this is what we would like to see, but he would like to see certain things.
Would it be worth coming up with a checklist, a standard checklist that we could give him that he could use when he's, like
Well,
looking at projects like this?
he wants to discuss those with us,
Right,
so that,
That
because
every time he sees one of these guys, a checklist, bang,
Yeah.
yes, this is turn good cistern, whatever, and then that checklist comes to us.
Yeah. And well, that's part of what I would, when we sit down to talk with him, I'd like to work through the development of that checklist. I mean, because he can come to us and he can say, this is what what he's looking to see, and give it to us in a checklist of some kind.
When he leaves, next person would be helpful. to know
Yep.
what we need to do.
And I just didn't think doing it before a meeting in a 60-minute period of time would work out.
Be the 29th if you get a hold of him.
If I can get in touch with him, I'll ask him, and
Then after that is the holidays.
yeah, after that, it'll be next year.
Bring him a full plan.
Yeah. Yep. We won't be meeting for a week.
Yeah.
Right.
I had suggested that it might work out if we do something other than a Tuesday night. But I don't know what his schedule looks like or what anybody else's look like.
Yep, I can make it. It's not a problem. Is there anything, you know of anything coming up on the next agenda? We got anything to listen so far? No?
Not that I know of. But I come in tomorrow to find out.
Yeah, I stopped in today to catch up with Ann to find out what was in. She had the day off.
Yeah. The update on something now.
Yeah, she wasn't even in the office.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll go put this on her desk.
all right.
Okay, motion to adjourn.